Welcome back, guys. In this video, I will be working with different commands. As up to this point, we have seen series of mysterious commands, each with its own mysterious options and arguments. So in this video, we will attempt to remove some of the mystery and even create some of our own commands. So in this video also, we are going to cover different commands such as type. It indicates how command name is interpreted. Which command displays which executable commands will be executed, and we will see how to get help, how to display manual page. It also I have shown you in previous video, but in this video I will be going into a little bit details. Next we are going to use apropos commands, which displays a list of appropriate commands. And then we will use info. It displays the information of the commands. And then we're going to use whatis. It displays a brief description of a command. And then we're going to create some alias for a command as well. So now let's jump into our terminal and put these commands into work. Okay, now we are in our terminal and let's find out how each command works. So first we are going to use our type command, right? And then we're going to find out what is the type of the type. And then it tells us type is a shell built-in command. Let's find out type of the ls command. And ls is aliased to ls, and that color is auto. Let's find out the type of the mkdir command. And mkdir is in our bin folder. Let's find out the type of the cp. CP is also is in user bin. So what we find here that the type command is shell built in that displays the kind of command that shell will execute. Given a particular command name, it works like that. For example, we put the type and then we type the command. For example, type, for example, and then we put command here and it works like this. Okay, now let me first clear the screen and use the command which is also works similar way as type. For example, first we need to put which and then we need to put the command name. And let me type ls and it tells us that ls is the alias and it is executed from user and bin folder. So just a short description that the which command displays an executable's locations. Sometimes there is more than one version of an executable program installed on the system. While this is not very common on desktop systems, it's not unusual on large servers. To determine the exact location of an executable, we use which command, for example. Right now we have used which with ls, which only works for executable program, not built-ins, and it doesn't work for the aliases as well. When we try to use which on shell built-in, for example, cd, we will not get any response and no error message. Let me show you which and then type cd. It doesn't tell us any information about cd command here. Let me clear the screen. Now we will see how can we get a documentation of the command. With this knowledge of what command is, we can now search for the documentation available for each kind of command. For that, we're going to use our help command. And of course, we can use help command by typing help and then command, help and command. So this is the basic syntax how it will look like. For example, we can type help and then type cd. It gives us this information about cd. So you can read about a cd command, a short description and information, for example, what it does and what options you can use with it, right? So it tells us that you can change the shell working directory. And then there are options which you can use for symbolic links to be followed and dash P and dash E options as well. Let me clear the screen. The other way to find help is mkdir and then you type two dashes and then type help. And it also gives us the information about the command which we are going to use or for which we want to get the information. There are certain executables which support dash dash help option that displays a description of commands, supported syntax and options. For example, we can use mkdir and dash dash help. So it means this command actually supports the dash dash help option. For example, we can use mkdir command and use dash dash help, and it gives us the usage of this command and all the options which we can use with this command. I can give you one more example of a command that doesn't support dash dash help. So I'm going to type cd and then use dash dash and then type help. You see it does give an error message that this is an invalid option. So cd doesn't support dash dash help. Let me clear the screen and let us jump into the man page which I have already presented in my earlier video, but I can show you once again how we can use the manual page. For example, we type man and then type command. So I'm going to type cd here and then it's going to give us the manual page of the cd command, and it gives all the information which we can use with cd command, any options. It gives us detailed description about the cd command. We can press q to quit, and we can use man again and find about cp. It also gives us the detailed information about the cp command, all the options which we can use, and the description of the option as well is available in the man page. To quit the man page, we will have to press q on the keyboard. Let me clear the screen. Let me now show you the command apropos. It displays the appropriate commands. It is also possible to search the list of man pages for possible matches based on the search term. It is very crude, but sometimes it is helpful. Here is an example of search for man pages using the search term. For example, floppy we can use. Oh, I misspelled the apropos here and then hit enter. So these are the commands which are related to floppy, right? The first field in each line of output is the name of the man page. The second field shows the section. Note that the man command with -k option performs the same exact function as apropos. Let us try now man page with the -k option. Man -k and type floppy and hit enter. Oh, it gives us the same result as apropos. We can try man k with some other command, for example, cp. So it detailed information about cp. Let me clear the screen. Now let me show you what is. It displays a very brief description of a command. For example, if I type what is and ls, what it does, it lists directory contents. Now let me change to cp, it copies files and directories. Let us now cd. It is a bash built-in command, right? It changes the working directory from one to other. Let us try one more command. What is mkdir? Okay, it gives us a short description. It creates the directories. Let me give you one more example. What is rm? It removes files and directories. I want to try rmdir, what it does. Okay, it removes the empty directories. It deletes our directory and it removes our directory. So in this way, you can use what is command to check the description of the command. For example, if you are not sure what a specific command is going to do, you can type what is and then type the command. It's going to give you a short description, which will of course going to help you. Let me now clear the screen. So now let me show you info command. Info also works as the main page. For example, you can type info and then type cp or any command and then hit enter. It takes you to the a link page, for example, and it gives you all the description. You can scroll up and down by up and a down arrow key on the keyboard, and you can quit this page by pressing Q on the keyboard. Let me give you one more example, info, and we can go to the uh, mkdir command, for example, and then hit enter. You see it gives us information about mkdir. It gives us details that directories are created with the mkdir function, for example, right? And then if you scroll down, it can give us more details about mkdir command. You can quit the info page by pressing Q on the keyboard. Let me now clear the screen for you. Okay, now it is time to create an alias. So it is going to be our very first experience with programming. We will create a command of our own using the alias command. But there, before we start, we need to reveal a small command line trick. It is possible to put more than one command on a line by separating each command with a semicolon character. Let me show you how it works. For example, you can use command 1 semicolon space command 2 semicolon and then command 3. So if you will execute all these three commands, this will be only one command. Let me show you how it actually works. We're gonna go to CD, right? And then we're gonna change to USR, and then we're gonna give the semicolon. Then we give a space, and then we give our second command and give a semicolon, and then CD and dash. And if we hit enter, we change the directory to USR, and then we listed the contents of that directory, and then CD and dash moved us back to our home directory. So we can use this command to create an alias, and if we create an alias, we will type that alias name and then we're gonna execute the same command. Let me show you how we can create alias. Let me first check if we have some alias already existing. I wanted to create with the name of alias test, right? But I want to make sure that if test is already existing. Okay, now as you see, test is a shell built in command. So it's not good idea to create alias with such name. Let me find out some other command. Let's type FOO. I hope it will not be a shell built-in command. Oh, you see, so we can use FOO foo and create our own alias. So now let me show you how we can actually create alias. So you type alias on the screen and then you give the name of the alias, right? And then you put equal, then you put the commas. These are not double inverted commas, but single one. And then you type the string what we want to use. For example, in this string, our command will be inserted what we used in just above example. So let me remove and show you. For example, we are going to create foo and then equal, and then we're going to use cd usr inverted commas ls semicolon and then cd and then close over inverted comma and hit enter. So now if I type foo, it should do the same action as it did in our earlier example. And yes, it did the same thing. It changed the directory to USR and then listed the contents of the USR directory, and then it changed the directory to our home directory. So this is how you can create an alias. So now let me show you how you can remove a created alias. You just have to type unalias and then type foo. So now our alias has been removed. To verify if foo has been removed, type and then foo. So it gave us the same results before creating the foo. So let me clear the screen for you. To check all the alias which are created in your system, you just type alias and then hit enter. So these are all the alias which are created in your system. You can create your own alias as well. Let me clear the screen. So now it is time to summarize what we have learned in this session. We have learned how to use different commands such as type, which, how to get help, how to use man page, and how to use apropos command. Also, I have shown you how can we use info command to get information about the command, and then we also can check what is this command. For example, a short description can tell you what is this command. We have also learned in this session how we can create alias and how can we remove alias using an alias command. So that's it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time.